Roosters.com. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Hey, Stark County, Andy Logan of Logan Sports in North Canton, feeling blessed to be beginning our 49th year serving the surrounding area. Logan Sports has always been Stark County's go-to spot for Ohio State merchandise, but we invite you in to see our wonderful Guardians gear, as well as Browns, Cavs, and Walsh University. Logan's is quickly becoming Stark County's headquarters for high school letterman's jackets as well. We do every school in the county, all custom-made with top-notch quality and service. Logan Sports has a complete line of embroidery and screening as well for your high school or business needs. Stop into Logan Sports and see what everyone is talking about.
Live from the studios of News Talk 1480 WHBC, it's Kenny and JT.
From one Logan to another, right here on the Kenny and JT show. We had Cavs Media Day yesterday. Normally we would talk Ohio State football on Mondays with Jeff Logan, but he was kind enough to bump it back until today. And let's bring in the soon-to-be officially named Hall of Famer for Ohio State sports, Jeff Logan, joining us here on the Kenny and JT show. Jeff, thanks for adjusting the schedule, and once again, congratulations on the ceremony that'll be happening this weekend.
Yeah, Kenny and JT, thank you so much for the. It just gives me chills every time I hear it, and now it's right around the corner. It was something that I learned about this summer and had to keep it under wraps for a while, but. It's been really cool leading up to it, but now we're kind of at game time and things are getting exciting.
Jeff, I pulled up your stats online, and you know what really stands out to me, because as any kid that grew up in Ohio who dreamed about playing in the horseshoe, playing 42 games for the Buckeyes, what's that mean to you?
That means a lot, because there were some people that didn't think I'd play 4 minutes in my entire career. At Ohio State, and I think they were looking out for my best interest, but a lot of people didn't know the drive that I had to want to go play at the best place you could, get a chance to play against the team up north, win some gold pants, go to the Rose Bowl, and all of those things happened. And to hear you say there was 42 games in that career, I wish there'd have been 142, but I'm really proud of what's happened.
You know what else stands out is 42 games, and you're not allowed to play as a freshman, right?
No, we were eligible freshman year, so those did count. I want to say that in 1972, a couple of years before I got there, that freshmen became eligible because Archie Griffin was one of those freshmen that were the first class of eligible freshmen, and of course, the rest is history.
So is that an NCAA rule, or was that a Woody Hayes thing?
It was NCAA. There was no question about it. There was a freshman team before then, and they scrimmaged the varsity all the time. And there's great stories going back in the 1968 national championship years in which those freshmen, when they came to Ohio State in 1967, I guess they used to beat the devil out of the varsity, but none of them were eligible to play until next year. And in 1968, they won the national title.
Wow, how about that? Yeah, Rex Kern leading the way at quarterback. And, Jeff, I got to meet him. In 2002, I'm covering the Buckeyes in the national championship game against Miami, right? And after the game, Craig Krenzel becomes the first quarterback to win a title since Rex Kern. And, of course, Rex Kern was there at that game, and got a chance to talk to both of them together right after that game. You talk about a cool moment for me, right? Combining those two national championship teams with the quarterbacks in very similar styles and everything, that's pretty neat. And to think that you were a part of the history of this program, that is really cool for us to be able to talk to you about it as well.
Yeah, there's some great memories, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. And I'm so blessed and so thankful that I had the leadership of the coaching staff, that I had great teammates, but more importantly was the mentorship that I got from Archie Griffin. He wasn't threatened by this kid from Canton coming in and taking his place. And as much as I thought I was a pretty good running back, I had a lot to learn when I got there, and Archie was a terrific mentor.
Well, you learned very well. 1,890 yards rushing, 10 touchdowns, another 73 in the air, so nearly 2,000 yards. Take that, all you people that didn't think Jeff Logan could make it at Ohio State. And now he's going into the Hall of Fame. When is the ceremony, Jeff?
Friday night, there's a dinner on the campus of Ohio State, and the entire class will be recognized at that dinner. We've got a lot of family and friends that are coming down for it, and then there will be an introduction of the Hall of Fame class at the halftime of the Iowa-Ohio State game on Saturday afternoon.
Nice.
All right, let's turn our attention then to this year's football team, and we'll get to the Iowa game in a second. But on the road, first road game, first Big Ten game, they take care of Michigan State. What was it, 38-7, Jeff? Your thoughts on how they performed on the road in getting their first Big Ten win?
You know, it's funny. I heard some people talk about the fact that they were a little rugged at the beginning of the game, and Michigan State was moving the ball. And I had to remind people that playing in the Big Ten Conference is not easy to do. Playing on the road is not easy to do. And when you look at their total body of work on Saturday, number one, you won the game convincingly, 38-7. You got through the game with everybody healthy. And most importantly, in the fourth quarter, you were able to empty the entire bench and play three quarterbacks in the game, not because you had to, but because you were able to. And so I just think that kind of an experience for this football team. And each week, Kenny, the challenges have become a little bit more difficult. If you look at their schedule, each move has been a move up, and I think the move up to Iowa compared to Michigan State is certainly a step up in the challenge category, and they're going to have their hands full with Iowa coming to Columbus. Iowa,
no slouch. They're 3-1. I believe they're 1-0 in the conference. Their only loss is to Matt Campbell and Iowa State. Now, Iowa, what comes to mind is they put Minnesota away, and a Minnesota team that almost beat that team up north. Who is this team, and what should we expect from Iowa on Saturday?
Well, expect great defense from Iowa. That's been the Kirk Ferentz kind of MO from the get-go, and they have historically, while his son was there as the offensive coordinator, who's no longer there, they were the most putrid offense in the entire country. But they seem to have solved that problem. They got a pretty good running back from Ohio. In fact, he's the leading rusher in the country, and people get kind of wazzed out about that. How are we going to stop this kid? But I'll tell you what, our two guys that we have combined with Quinshon Judkins and Travion Henderson, their numbers combined are every bit as good as the Iowa team with just one running back. And when you start thinking about the physicality of the game, and the fact that we've got fresh legs going in all the time at that running back position, I think we're probably better poised to run it down their throats than they are.
Seems as though this team's electric offensively. Do you expect more from the Ohio State defense, though? At least the front seven?
Well, they're ranked number one in the country in scoring defense. And I have a hard time criticizing what is going on there because ultimately the judgment of the defense is what is on the scoreboard when it's all over and done with. So they have smothered teams after they have been able to make the adjustments after the first quarter or two, and the results speak for themselves, JT. I have a hard time. I was joking with a booster group earlier yesterday. I said, guys, Buckeye Nation is suffering from a wine shortage. And everybody's looking at me, what are you talking about, a wine shortage? Yeah, they got nothing to whine about. And right now, I think that is the way people ought to be looking at this Ohio State football team right now, that the results of the defense have been spectacular. And the dramatic plays, how about Jeremiah Smith with a couple one-handed catches and a backup quarterback going in there and throwing a touchdown right off the bench? That's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, we're spoiled. No doubt about that.
Yep.
Yeah, no question about it, Jeff. Okay, I'm going to go glass half empty for one question with you, okay? I watched Georgia and Alabama play each other. I got a better feel for both of those teams, right? I've seen other top 10 teams, top 5 teams play somebody that matters. I think I better understand those teams. I'm still wondering about Ohio State. It's one thing to do it, to the Marshalls and the MAC teams, and then a step up against Michigan State. Will this give us a true understanding of, okay, is this the best defense in the country scoring-wise, and is this offensive line coming together and emerging with one of the elite offenses this week against Iowa?
We'll know that in 2 weeks. I think we will know that we're making progress because I don't think Iowa can be in the same sentences as Oregon, nor can they be in the same sentence as Penn State. It is a step up, and I'm expecting Ohio State to dominate in this football game, and they're a 21-point favorite in a conference game. But I don't think you're going to have enough answers after this game. But you will do so after Ohio State has played another top 10 team when they face Oregon.
That's like going back to when you played, and it was what was it, Big 8, Little 2, and that was it. I mean, or I'm sorry.
Big 2 and Little 8.
Big 2 and Little 8, my bad.
Yeah.
What really goes through your mind, and I'll ask you and remind you to keep it clean, when you see USC in the Big 10, Jeff Logan?
I thought I was watching a Rose Bowl game, and it was in the middle of September. I was like, what the heck is this all about? It's just odd to see some of the matchups. Last week with Washington traveling all the way to the East Coast to play Rutgers. I mean, it's odd, but it is the conference that we're involved in right now. So it's going to take a little bit of getting used to. But I think ultimately this Big Ten conference is going to be pretty good.
Jeff, not only traveling to Rutgers, getting beat by Rutgers. How about that?
There are some remarkable stories in college football in the Big Ten Conference this year. When you look at the likes of what Rutgers is doing, Indiana has been again, they've played nobody, but they're 4-0 for the first time that they've done anything in football for a long, long time. And so, there are some really good football teams within the middle part of the Big Ten, much stronger than they used to be.
Yeah, no question about it. Happy to have Hall of Famer Jeff Logan joining us here on the Kenny and JT Show talking Ohio State football. Your assessment of Will Howard, the quarterback, through 4 games, Jeff Logan?
I thought he's continued to improve. He's got the 2 picks. The 1 pick that he had against Michigan State was really the kind of read that he's got to learn to make, and that linebacker drop, and he just didn't pick him up. But overall, I think he has managed the game and managed the assets around him very well. It's not his job to go out there and win games. It's his job to get the ball and distribute it to those that can. And I think he has been very, very good. He's completing 68, 69% of his passes, only 2 picks. And while we haven't thrown the ball downfield all that much, it's because we haven't had to, and also because defenses are playing a high cover 3 with 3 safeties back, basically playing against the fence. I mean, we're still in baseball season. Think about all those guys lined up back at the fence. That's exactly what people are doing against Ohio State, which leaves those under routes open, and that's what Ohio State has taken advantage of. If those safeties start to walk up a little bit, then watch out. We'll go over top.
That man right there is getting inducted into the Buckeye Athletic Hall of Fame on Friday. We're happy to have Jeff Logan on with us today, brought to you by Logan Sporting Goods in North Canton. Jeff, this season so far, I don't know how much of the offense is already in. 4 games in, you would imagine most of it's already there. But then again, we've always seen wrinkles come out later on in. Maybe we're hiding something from that team up north. I don't know. Your thoughts on Chip Kelly's offense right now? Do you expect more RPO? What do you expect out of Chip Kelly?
It's interesting because there are some dynamics in this offense that are dramatically different than what Ryan Day was doing. And not to say that Ryan Day wasn't a great play caller. He was, but giving those duties over to Chip Kelly has been interesting. The number of times we've had 3 or 4 tight ends in the game, that's all Chip Kelly. We weren't doing any of that under Ryan Day. And I would suggest to you guys the 2 4th down and go for it in the Michigan State game, those were not Ryan Day plays. Those were not Ryan Day calls. Ryan probably takes the field goal there, doesn't go for it on 4th down. What does Chip Kelly do? Let's go. He believes in these kids. And I think that they're going to believe in him, knowing that he has that belief in them. So I think the future is really bright, and I think Chip Kelly's having a lot of fun.
You telling me that he's turned it entirely over to him and that it doesn't go through that?
I don't think.
Okay.
He's got veto power, but I'm telling you right now, what you're seeing out there is Chip Kelly calling the plays. And again, they talk about it all week, but Ryan Day is let the leash go, and he's let that offense become Chip Kelly's.
Maybe it's something Kevin Stefanski should consider. I'll just say that, Jeff, right?
Good luck with
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. He's Coach of the Year twice. That's what got him there. And I even said, why give it up? But after watching the start to that team, you might need to give it up because you need to address the entire team that is struggling mightily with the Cleveland Browns. Thank goodness on Saturdays we don't have that with the Buckeyes, right?
No doubt about it. And I'm really proud of our guys and looking forward to what the rest of this season is all about. And again, if you look at that schedule, it's continued to get tougher week after week after week. With the likes of Oregon, Penn State on the schedule, Nebraska, Minnesota, Indiana, and then team up north. I mean, there are a lot of big games out there, but all they can do is take care of business this week on Saturday against the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Hey, just so you know, we're going to have another Hoover Viking on the show today as Brian Baum, head coach of the Vikings, going to join us at 6 o'clock. They've got their big game against McKinley at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium Friday night that we're doing here on WHBC.
Well, good luck to the Vikings. I know that that's a game that you circle. Being able to play in that building, number one, is a real privilege, and playing against a program as good as Canton, McKinley, the Bulldogs, certainly wish the Vikings the best, but that will be a big one for them, no doubt.
Yeah, big game, and they're the defending champs. McKinley 2 years running, and they haven't lost in the Federal League yet, so this could be a big stepping stone for Hoover if they can pull off the upset. 7 o'clock Friday night right here on WHBC. And then on Mondays, normally, we talk with this gentleman, Hall of Famer Jeff Logan, breaking down Ohio State. We'll do that again, Jeff, after the Iowa game, all right?
I promise we'll have a great visit on Monday, and everybody, if you're going to the Hoover McKinley game, going down to Benson Stadium, make sure you got enough Viking gear and get to Logan Sports and get yourself loaded up.
Jeff, enjoy Friday and Saturday. You've earned it, and again, congratulations, Hall of Famer.
Thank you, brother. Take care and go Bucs.